What up, everybody? This is your host, Rob. Welcome back to another episode of From My Experience Podcast. Back by popular demand, we have Biff.
Hi, guys.
And back by unpopular demand, we have Alex. We have Alex Chex Mix.
I'm one of the pioneers, Mitch. Get it right.
Actually, Biff is one of the pioneers.
Thank you.
Oh, my bad. Put me in my place.
Oh my God, people always want credit. Anyway, Alex, I'm sorry, ladies first. Biff, how are you? I know how your day was yesterday, so I'm not gonna ask how you're doing.
Look, I'm still battling this hangover.
Oh,
it's
Biff.
okay though. I'm good. I'll be good.
You know, fraudulent purchases on your Microsoft account, and now you better.
Man, that's not funny. I can't believe that little boy racked up. I don't know. I need to go see if my person got any more damn new Abby costumes.
They probably did.
Let me go check her out.
Alex, what's good with you, man?
You know, for those who've been following the show for some time, I've been staying busy. You know,
He been busy not doing the show, by the way. But go ahead.
well, remember, you know what? The last show I was on had me all like down an emotional.
You
journey,
were.
man.
It did. And it was too
I
much
had to take a break. That was overload, but
You should have
I
put
took
in your
some hard-
leave. You didn't put in no leave time though. That's all right though.
well,
Who is eating?
not me.
Nobody's eating. I'm getting some drugs. Come on.
Biff, we can hear. Go ahead, Joe.
But basically, that show was like a turning point for me. So I took some advice, and shout out to the guests on that show. I mean, I had to really get some tough love there. So
Who was the
I
guest?
went to the extreme. Your best friend.
Oh, you talking about Nika?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She gave me some of the best advice from an outside perspective that got my head straight, and then now I would say because of her I'm better. So I'm not gonna be going into that whole bitter Alex Lexus mode. So we can go on through the show without me venting and doing like Homie the Clown when he's doing his verses on the Living Cup.
That's fine, Alex, because I would get you together too, honey.
So that means
that?
by proxy, I made you a better person since you know Nika through me. Anyway.
Jiggas always want credit. Jiggas always want credit. But Nika, thank you very much. I am much better now.
She's not gonna hear that. She never watches the show. No, I'm just kidding. They actually do watch the show. Biff, don't laugh because you don't watch the show with your fake support.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Name three episodes.
The first 3.
Bill, I can hear your whole
that was
background. All right.
That was dope.
So, you know what? This whole show, Biff.
Can I live?
Yes, but can you hit the mute button? Dang, sound like you rolling dice on the block, yo.
Shut up, yo. What the heck?
Yo, listen, y'all. I promise the professionalism is coming. I promise. I promise it's coming. I've been promising it for a long time. Biff is being chased by a frog on the door. We're gonna talk about.
I stay in the country.
We're gonna talk about a few things that are going on in the world, and try to spread some positive vibes. So we're gonna get right into it. Let's talk about especially I want to hear this from Alex's perspective. Alex, have you been keeping up with the NFL protests?
The what?
The NFL protests.
Yes, I have.
Okay, now I've seen a lot of Facebook posts and people are like, oh, they're being disrespectful to the flag. They're disrespecting the soldiers. They're disrespecting the people who fought for this country. And typically on social media, whose background is Oh my God, yo. So typically on social media, I don't get into too much of that stuff because I know that a lot of people only scratch the surface and they don't ever really do their own research or actually delve into the content. So lately, I saw a post about the one Pittsburgh Steeler guy who stepped out, and people were posting about him, and you know they were talking about the other players, saying they're disrespectful, blah blah blah. So I made a post for the first time in a long time because some of these people are on my friends list, and I just basically pointed out how during the other I said during these other protests that were happening and stuff, y'all were dead quiet, but now y'all want to pick and choose what you're offended by. And then I was like, what did I say? Basically, they're picking and choosing what they want to be offended by, and I said maybe some of y'all need to be reminded of why all of this started happening in the first place.
Exactly.
You know, and because you know I have family that's military. My father was military, and it's not about. This was even bigger than just the racial injustice. This was about some of the comments that y'all's commander in chief, because I ain't gonna call him a chief. Y'all commander in chief made calling NFL players sons of bitches, and knowing full well that the league is comprised mostly of African American players, you refer to them as sons of bitches and saying that they should be fired. And I laughed because someone else posted and said, "Oh, so them exercising their right to freedom of speech, they should be fired for that? That's like a federal crime." Yep. So. I just wanted to get y'all's take on it, especially you, Alex, you being a soldier, having fought for this country, currently fighting for this country. How you feel about the protests?
And probably going again.
I hope not, man.
Yeah, man.
I can't talk about it, but I'm going to say this.
But you just did. Go ahead.
I'm going to just say this. The ones, you see, because I can't speak ill of this man in office.
Yeah, you don't have to. I didn't say anything ill about him.
No, I mean, literally, like, I'm going to be real with you because I don't think any of my soldiers and...
No, don't jeopardize yourself. It's all good.
I would just say that the ones that gave this man the responsibility to be my boss or to be my leader, they should share the burden in what I have to go through. They fed me to another war. Okay, so what I know that my creed will say I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States in close combat. Being an individual, to say, I'm trying to word it without getting myself in the hot seat, but what my job is to do, whether it's be combat or support, is to allow for people to have their freedoms to say what they want to say, to live the way they want to live, and pursue the American dream, okay? And when I say this, I am going to exercise my right to say this. The man was put into office without having the prerequisites to understand what the responsibility that he has, and it shows. His inability, his lack of experience, and his lack of restraint by calling, a whole league of men who serve as role models and give kids things to aspire to be.
Yes.
And like you said, Rob, about majority of them being African American, it's like it was so quick for him. For me, it's something where the whole protest, people are losing sight of what initially started it. Mm-hmm. And those who are pro-Trump or pro-president and against the protest forget that, hey, I have to defend your right to be able to say what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And furthermore, those who put them in office should share the burden with me on the front lines, if that should come to be. Because I've came back from 3 campaigns already, and I always said I want to get out at the right time. It's just like, when you want to retire, or like, going into, some of our other interests, when wrestlers retire, football players retire, when it's that time, because if they stay in too long, it might be to their detriment.
Right.
You know, and I feel like this. I already know something's coming down the bowling alley for me, and I knew this as soon as he got elected. I said, okay, I'm not gonna leave service after being in since 2001, unscathed. It's a shame that folks are acting the way they're acting. And to touch on what you were saying about that special forces, former special forces soldier,
Mm-hmm.
who's the elite of the elites, like the master chiefs of our squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this guy, I understand his burden because if I were out there because of what I am,
Mm-hmm.
because of what I fought for, I would be out there, doing my salute as well.
Here's
You
the
know,
thing. I don't have a
I don't know.
problem.
I went
Wait.
back and read.
Yeah, I was
Go
about to
ahead.
say that, Biff. Go ahead. And
I
then,
went back and
well, let
read,
me
and
be clear before you say this, Biff. I don't have a problem with anyone. If you want to salute the flag and you want to hold your hand over the heart and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, I don't have an issue with that. My issue is the people who are downing the people who aren't doing it. Because we're not gonna bash especially myself included. When we sit on the couch and watch it every Sunday, we don't stand at home. You know what I'm saying? But Biff, go ahead and say what you're about to say.
To get on that, the Steelers player, I don't know his name. I can't remember his name specifically, but he did go back and he apologized because he said he felt like that diversified his team and it wasn't unified. Although he said he doesn't apologize for, saluting the anthem because he did serve. He does apologize because that divided his team, which I can understand.
He shouldn't have to. He should not have to.
I know he shouldn't have to, but this is where we're at now. To me, now the protest by the NFL, I feel like the whole message has just been like it went from kneeling for racial injustice now is to just to protest Trump.
Right.
Like Mr. Khan, whatever his name is, down Jaguar, donated $1 million to Trump, but now you're arm in arm with your players. No, see what happened is now that your players, your money makers, are feeling some type of way. Now you're trying to appease your money makers versus your own personal profit. So now I feel like a lot of that stuff was fake. I personally, I felt like if you didn't kneel,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what I'm saying, you didn't stretch, or if you just decide to go arm in arm, which I can understand, that's a team thing. I get it. I wasn't with it. I feel like a lot of it was fake love.
I'll tell you this.
And you know what else?
Can I respond to that?
And here's another
because
thing.
this whole man, this man is blackballed. This man should have better had a job. He was better than a lot of these quarterbacks. A lot of these quarterbacks should have had a job this season, but he was blackballed and he didn't. And that's what pisses me off. So now his message is getting lost in the sauce. So now everybody's just saying, "Oh, that's un-American. That's not, what I'm saying, it's not. That's not."
That's why having Black Lives Matter.
You're losing the message. And then what really pisses me off is I have some very good friends. I've had family members that came back. It's like when people say, "Oh, what about the soldiers?" I feel like they're saying, "What about the white soldiers?"
Right.
Nobody's saying nothing about what about these black soldiers, because these are black soldiers that go across the seas, do what they need to do, come back, not the same person, and still get pulled over, and still get treated as if they're trash.
Right.
Never mind them being a soldier. I have a dear friend now. That man don't even sleep. He might get maybe 1 or 2 hours a night. He ain't been right since he came back. And God, he was blessed enough to be in a position where he's not homeless. But what about all these homeless vets? Nobody's talking about those homeless vets. You screaming, "Oh, they fighting for our freedom," but why are you not screaming about getting them some housing? Why are you not screaming about getting them some jobs? Why are you not screaming about them seeing therapy?
Amen.
That's what it's so hypocritical to me that you're screaming, "Oh, these soldiers do this and they do that," but you're not trying to help them while they're here.
Exactly.
When they're over here. Okay, so you bought them a free little hamburger at McDonald's. That's not helping him. That man can't sleep at night. You say the word "fuck," that man is triggered. That man hear a gunshot and he goes ballistic. It's fireworks. It's neighborhoods around me. We can't shoot fireworks out of respect for the soldiers that have served. And then it's not on top of that. And then if you come back and you are black, especially a black man, you got to deal with that on top of dealing with what's already going on here. So tell me you care about my soldiers and you talk about you care about freedom and that, and you don't want to take care of them. This is what bothers me. Stop saying you're so American, this is unpatriotic, but you don't care about them. You just so don't tell me you tired. You basically just tell me what's the truth. You tired of hearing about racism. You tired of hearing that you're racist.
Yep.
Just tell the truth. You're a racist. And I'm not saying that all people are like malicious racists. Some people are just born into it. Some people are bred in it. Some people, I'm saying, that's how you brought up. And I can't, although it is wrong, I can't fault you for that. But at the same time, you're still a racist at the end of the day. Just say it.
The sad thing about that too in this era, in this time, how is it that racism has, festered and lingered for so long? It's a taught behavior.
Yep.
It's a
It's a
thought.
system. It's an oppressive
Yeah.
system. It starts from the top, and it's a trickle down effect.
Yeah, and the sad thing about it, like if you were to take away social media and TV in general, and just have the world live like let me take an extreme analogy. If we were in a zombie apocalypse or something, right?
Mhm.
Or you're looking at Independence Day. Remember that first film with Will Smith? And the aliens are coming down and whatnot. You thought in that world, in that circumstance where we had no choice but to link up with each other, that racism would endure?
And
You
see,
know?
you just said the key word, no choice.
I was
Exactly.
gonna
saying
say,
people-
when you don't have a choice, but now do you have a choice? I think the biggest, it's not that it's necessarily an issue. I'm grateful for the presence of social media. I'm grateful for the presence of communication, because now this stuff is at the forefront. Before, back in the 60s, you know what I'm saying, 50s, 60s, all that stuff was by word. Or if you so happen to get a newspaper mailed to you, like, racism been going on for a long, long, long fucking time.
Mhm.
And now that we taking it and we finally fed up and we're like, oh shit, that happens to you too? Shit, y'all get shot up too? Shit, y'all get pulled over too? I'm tired. You tired? I'm tired too. So
Yeah.
now it's bringing a unified front, and now the people that's scared, that's the majority, that's actually the minority, they're getting scared, because now we're like, hold on, y'all been doing this, but now that I know you doing it to my brother over there, we finna link up because I'm tired. And now
And
that
that's the
people
thing
tired,
they fear. They
they're
fear
scared.
unity.
They're scared.
Yep.
How do you conquer people? A nation of people. You divide them. You turn them on one another. That's how you divide and conquer, right?
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
if they're fragmented, in one thing I saw in a lot, because I watch a lot of motivational videos, right? And one of the videos that I saw, it had a very good point. They fear if strength in numbers, unity, organization, a message. Like, okay, we have these people protesting, and my sister made a good point. Yes, we're protesting.
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick now got people behind him, and it's like, okay, now where's the agenda? Where are we going with this? What has to be changed? And it has to be specific and quantifiable so that the change can be had.
But I think
Because-
that breaks down into your communities. It breaks
Yes,
down into now. It
definitely.
has to be you have to have leaders in every community. I can't tell somebody in California I don't know what their community is like. I don't know what their specific policing is like. I can't tell them what to do over there, and then, you know what I'm saying, while I'm over here in Georgia and South Carolina. But what I can do is find somebody in the leader that's in my area, even if it's myself or somebody else, and then we can get together and we can start, you know what I'm saying, working on policing. Like here specifically, in Augusta, we elected a black sheriff.
Right.
Mhm.
And as we elected that black sheriff, I can tell you immediately the policing started changing, because he started listening to the community. The black people actually had a voice. We felt heard for the first time as far as the sheriff's department goes. And immediately, you can look at the statistics. I mean, don't get me wrong, crime still happens.
Mhm.
Immediately, stats started going down. Stats started going down. Community policing, getting involved in the community. Like, even though I hate it, the jail report, he has an article once a week where you can ask him any question you want to.
That's
Now,
awesome.
Wow.
whether he answers it to your liking or not is different.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? But he answers it. He gives you the chance to do a Q&A. He gives you, a community a chance to come out and come ask him. Or even if you see him in public, you can stop him and be like, hey, Roundtree, this, that, the fourth, and he will talk to you. He has no problem talking to you. Just like another good friend of mine, I'm probably sure you might know him, Wes Bellamy up in Charlottesville, Virginia, where the protests were.
Mm-hmm.
Before he made it to Charlottesville, big divide. You had black side, had a white side. That was it. That man took on that leadership role, and he fought, and he fought, and he fought, and now you have Seville 1. All those residents, a majority of those residents are together now, because they're tired. And even I watched the what is it? Shorter words, and the community comes together, talk to the mayors and stuff.
Oh, town hall meeting.
Meeting.
Town,
They
yeah.
had a town hall meeting. I watched that town hall meeting right after those protests happened. And all those residents, black, white, it didn't matter what creed, race, age, whatever, they were pissed off. They were mad. This is my town. You don't do that to my town. And they finally, they're bonding together. And even went as far as to include like the LGBTQ QA, I think. I'm sorry if I'm missing any letters. He's even including them. He has a young lady that he's been mentoring, and he made a post about her, and he's been out there at the parade with them. Like, he's unifying them. Like, it can be done.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not easy, because at the same time, he made another post. There's this man sitting on the corner with a sign that say "Fuck West." For what?
Wow.
For what?
Wow.
Why are you mad? And that's not the first sign. Oh, he'll post the emails. Hey, you know, you nigger, you need to get out. You know what I'm saying? You ruining stuff. Why are you doing this? Like, all the hate mail. But it just, you have to.
Oh, boy.
He has such a strong backbone and a strong community, and somebody and people standing behind him, root him on. He's going to continue to push. He's still pushing, and I'm so proud of him, because he made that change. He was the change. Now, if each community can find a leader that's willing to fight, and it's not going to be easy, we can do it.
And
But it's just
we have to stay united.
and
like,
yeah,
you know,
and it's
you have
like
to support
it's like
that
you
leader.
said, it has to be a community thing. Like, y'all, social media is cool, but you gotta get up, you gotta get out, you gotta be active in the community. Like, people
And your
have to
local
see you.
community.
You
Yes.
gotta vote. I know a lot of people hate voting. Oh, it's rigged, blah blah blah. But there's strength in numbers. It's a flawed system, but it can work. We got President
It is,
Obama.
and it's
Now,
actually-
you know what?
So-
Can I jump in real quick?
I
on the
wasn't
voting?
finished yet. I wasn't finished. Go ahead.
It's a valid point.
Go ahead. You Mitch.
There are some things that I don't agree that Colin Kaepernick did. I get that he took a knee, he got their attention, but you know, you got to understand, when he didn't vote, I looked at it in terms of, okay, yeah, you made a statement, and a lot of people followed him by not voting. But
Yeah.
that also, I feel, also contributed to what we have in the office right now.
You know what? You know how? Let me turn that stat around. The amount of people that did not vote, you know what the swing vote was? Middle-aged white women. It wasn't the non-voters. It wasn't the minorities. It was middle-aged white women who went out and said, "Oh, I'm a feminist. I'm voting for Hillary. I'm with her," and instead voted with their husbands. That's
Yeah.
who changed this around.
Look at
And
you,
you know,
Biff.
and I feel like, and I'm probably gonna sound a little racist, but I feel like it's white women. White women are like the baby of America.
Yeah.
And it's like they swing this shit. All they got to do is scream and holler, and it's going to swing that way. And that was shown in the polling. That was shown in the voting. Like, everybody was like, well, how the hell did he win these states? You break down statistics and you break down races. It was middle-aged white women that deferred from saying they were voting for Hillary and instead voted for Trump to keep the household together.
Yep.
And you know, also, you know, that was one point, and you know, I get that, but also too, what he gave up and what like people like Nick Cannon and a lot of other folks gave up, or that just didn't vote. People died for it. Our
true.
ancestor died for it.
That's
So
true.
I
I mean,
think that,
I do get that, but at the same time, it kind of depends on what your experience is. Like me, I have a Haitian background. Hillary and Bill Clinton, they was.
well, I
supposed
know.
to have-
I trust me. I know what they did to our country.
No, it wasn't. It's not about the U.S. It's about Haiti.
I know about Haiti.
He's
I was
Haitian.
born there.
They stole
Yeah.
all that money and left the people just like the Red Cross did. And there's people still reeling from that. So it's like, which evil do I vote for? And a lot of people were, in turns, they did feel like it was two evils. And this probably is the first election. I was just like, I really don't want to vote, but I'm going to vote because you know what I'm saying? I know my past and I know my history. I'm going to do it out of respect.
Mhm.
But it's just like, I just felt like this last election was just lose all the way around.
It really
Yeah, but
was.
you see, I said that to a couple of my people, and you know, it was very unpopular. And I said that I would vote for experience, even though the person was crap, over the inexperience, which someone can, you know, throw me out to war, which is what's
Which I
happening.
get that. I get
And now, you know, with my family in Haiti, we have a lot of land, a lot of territory, and we know what the Clintons did over there, how they drove down the value of the land so that they can buy it up for pennies on the dollar. And then, you know, now that in North Haiti, where they're building up all the resorts and all that stuff so that they can, you know, charge out the roof at like 110% profit. I know, trust me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I would have rather dealt with that evil who knew what they were doing and had the experience to keep us out of, you know, somebody who, you can't have a person who's so temperamental that's going to goat another egotistical guy
Yeah.
from North Korea.
Yeah.
Two egos going at each other. You know what I mean?
It's like two
You have
kids
soldiers.
fighting on the playground, yo.
Exactly.
And we're all the
exactly.
grains of sand that they're stepping in.
Or the Green Army men that are expendable. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what I fear is this will probably be that deployment that I don't make it back from.
Don't
and that's
say
why
that,
I'm pissed.
man.
No, I'm gonna be very honest with you. The folks that voted for him, I know I took an oath, but I'm at that point in my career that I have to think outside of the military.
Yeah.
Okay? And I have new soldiers. My brother-in-law just joined active duty, and he's already getting spun up. He
Wow.
hasn't even been in a year. He just became a citizen today.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
this is what he has to face. You know what I mean? So I know that there would have been a little more diplomacy had the other candidate made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of hers. She screwed over my country. I've seen it because my family has a lot going on down there. But I would rather dealt with that evil, with the experience, the political experience, than what we're dealing with right now. What they did was they showed how, finally folks who just never voted before, but just like, yeah, he represents me,
Right.
and go out there and put somebody to represent the free world, and we're the laughing stock in front of the United Nations.
Everybody.
We were definitely
the dog. We were all over newspapers and media all
Listen,
over the world.
I saw so many people from other countries on Facebook and stuff like they're like,
what is wrong with
they're
y'all?
like, what's wrong with y'all? I had people from other countries. I had some of my friends post messages they got from their friends in other countries, like dead serious. Like, if you want to move over here and live with me and become a citizen, I will help you.
Come on.
The Canadian citizenship website got shut down. Like, I felt like
they were turning people
I
away.
hate to say this. I hate to say this, but like that morning I woke up and I saw that he won. I felt like I've been given.
I was hurt. I was hurt, bro.
I felt like
I've been in the face.
I felt like I
got
was
slapped in the
given.
face.
I was told I was gonna die in like 3 days. Like that's how I felt. Like I could barely talk for like a week because I'm like, are y'all serious? Like, yes, it was terrible. It's like choosing between black licorice and black licorice with sugar on top. So it's like this one's gonna be a little bit better. But it was a terrible position to put us in. And I mean the stuff that he's doing, unfortunately, he will go down in history throughout his presidency for the things he's said and
with the
things that he's
asterisk
done.
on the side of his name.
Yes, and the other thing, back to what you said earlier about brother Colin Kaepernick, yo, friend of the show, always. You're welcome on here anytime you want to, bro.
I respect what
Hold
he
on,
did.
listen.
I wish he voted though.
Right. Here's the thing. Yeah, I do wish he would have voted too, but I'm not mad because sometimes, like Biff said, it's your experience. If you don't believe in something, regardless of who fought for it or who died for it, if you don't believe in something, you're not gonna invest in it. You're not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to. I guess I'm playing devil's advocate. But had he voted, how much of a difference do you think it would have made? Honestly,
It made a huge difference because they would have hung that over his head immediately.
Right.
Immediately.
Let's
That would have been immediately. They would have hung that over his head.
Right. So
how you gonna take a knee, but then you turn around and vote? Like, you need to pick. You know what I'm saying?
just-
That
you
was
couldn't- he
that was
can't-
another fight.
when he took that knee, he couldn't win. No matter what he did,
Yeah.
he couldn't win. They took his career
He knew he
from
knew
him.
he was going. Yeah, he knew what he was sacrificing.
He was, and that's another thing that people don't realize. Like that to be a quarterback in the NFL, like a real quarterback, one of 32 people in the entire country. For you to know that you are giving that up, and you was a superstar, he went to the Super Bowl. Well, that was his second year or third year.
Yeah.
He knew what he was sacrificing, knew he was giving up. I can't really look. I can't name one person I know that would be willing to give that up. If someone came to you right now and said, you know what, give up your job, all your money, and the popularity and a lot of love, and take on this hatred for what you believe in. All these people making these stupid posts, you wouldn't do it, and you only make $25,000 a year. You wouldn't give it up. You wouldn't give it up. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my-
Hey y'all,
So
hey y'all. I know we've been on this subject a little good minute because it does affect us personally, but I think we need to move on to lighter things. We're
Biff,
walking around
did you just
yes, because we're at a 30-minute mark, you guys.
Oh,
I still want to
okay.
have a little bit of fun.
Yes.
In here.
Okay.
It is a serious subject, and I'm glad we started off with it. But now that we got the serious stuff out, I feel like we need to be silly to decompress.
Biff, did you
Because
just moderate?
I did.
I
I got
appreciate
heated
it.
for a second.
I appreciate it. All right, yeah.
I was getting a little angry over here.
Woosah, woosah. We're gonna breathe. Everyone, take a deep breath.
Yes, so we're gonna
And exhale.
decompress.
Now we can. Who got a dog in the back?
That's not me. I'm
Oh,
outside.
that's probably Alex. I need to send Alex that doggy gate. He had them cardboard boxes up for a doggy gate.
No, because he jumps over the other one, so
All
I have
right.
to get. He's big now, man.
let,
We got two huge dogs, but we I don't know why, but we instilled this fear in them when they were really tiny with the gate. So we don't even lock the gate. As long as we just put the gate on the door, they won't go near the gate. They're like scared to death of the gate.
wow.
We don't even lock it. I'm like, y'all can jump over it or just knock it down, but they won't go near the gate.
On a happier, nerdy note, New York Comic Con next weekend. I'll be linking up with Alex and Shinwar again. Right, Alex?
Don't come up here.
Okay,
No,
I'll be linking up with Alex and Shinwar for nerdy stuff. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel and Facebook page, Thumb Thrasher Gaming. I'm gonna be doing a lot of footage. I gotta buy a mic for my iPad. I'm not even ready, man, and I don't even have my Comic-Con badges. But Bill, we gotta get you to go one year because you're a nerd.
It's fun, I tell you. It's.
I get to wear my Miles Morales suit this year for Halloween, and I'm so upset because Grayson doesn't want to be the Spider-Man anymore. I don't know what to do.
What do you want to be?
He changes his mind. Like the week before last, he was like, "Okay, cool, mommy, I'll be Miles too." I'm like, "Yeah, we get to twin it up again." And then like last week, he was like, "Nah, not really."
Growing up.
I think I want to be a Ninja Turtle this time. I'm like,
Word.
okay.
As long as
And
he's
then-
Leonardo or Michelangelo, we good.
He's normally Leo or he's Ralph.
Raph?
You know he likes to fight.
That mug said Ralph. All right.
That's Ralph. Raphael.
Yeah, Raph, not Ralph. There's
That's Raphael.
Ralph.
We already know.
okay.
He was in the hood. That's
You-
Raphael.
Yeah.
Wow!
This is
Imagine if they had like hood names.
Leonidas.
true. Yeah, Leodon Tardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go to the corner store for me. You're like what?
Dontavius.
Yeah, I heard that best before.
Michael Angelo.
Right.
You know what?
That's Mikey Jr. That's Mikey Jr. Just call him MJ.
Yeah, there you go. MJ. Wow, yo.
No, it ain't. His name Marcellus.
And they just call Splinter Pops.
I know. That ain't my real daddy. You know, my real daddy left me, but that's the man that raised me.
Dang. And that's the truth.
Oh, that's the truth. Yeah.
Yo, their parents abandoned them, yo. Dang. They got raised by
How
a
the
different
hell did y'all
species.
wind up in the sewer? Like, were y'all not being watched? Like, what were y'all doing?
Yo.
I guess they dropped the whatever. Going to a pet store. Somebody probably dropped the jar and they fell down there. We don't know. That's a good question.
That is a great question. I'm gonna ask someone if I
Nobody was watching y'all? Y'all just run around the house, butt ass naked. Nothing.
Trash.
Ended up in a sewer. Like wow.
Oh my
Well,
God.
since you guys are going to Comic-Con, I'll probably be in Atlanta.
Biff,
They
there's
need-
one
They
down your
need
way
to do
called,
one down there.
They do
I
one
had-
down there called MomoCon. It's a smaller con.
Yeah,
but
I
we
missed
need to do that.
MomoCon. One of my coworkers went, but he was a huge dork.
I missed because I had to work, but yeah, we can do
We
that.
we
next
asked
year.
him to like send pictures and record, and he took like 5 pictures.
It's cheap too, yo. They gave me a press pass. Like we need to do that, Biff, because with the press
Yeah.
pass you get that exclusive stuff, yo. They might not do it next year because I didn't show up, but MomoCon, if you're listening, this is Thumb Thrasher Gaming, Robert Wilson. I'm gonna come. I promise.
Whoa.
Well, if you're in
Shut up.
Atlanta or maybe Charleston next weekend, let me know. We can meet up. I'm
Next.
the party girl.
Wait, you said next weekend.
Yeah, I've been in Atlanta or Charleston. I haven't
Which
decided yet.
weekend is that? I'm gonna be in New York.
I know, Biff. I know.
Well, you said if I'm gonna be in town next weekend.
No, I was talking to the listeners, not you.
Oh, shut up. Don't be inviting these weirdos to come hang out with you. Jigga's gonna
It's
be
a
walking
public
up like, "What up, Biff? Huh?" You
I
better
got blue hair too,
exactly.
so they gonna know it's me.
Yeah, they're gonna know it's you immediately. Oh my god. What else happened funny to me lately? We need to laugh some more.
Oh, okay. Speaking of,
Go ahead.
tell me why it's so many salty men on my timeline about this beard game.
Yes, let's talk about the. You know what? I'm salty.
What is the beard game?
Okay, listen.
Something
okay.
you don't need to concern yourself with.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was just on the timeline.
What?
I was just on the timeline, and I just seen a couple ladies talk about the beard game. So I'm like, okay, add me in there. Like, oh my god, it is so many men with just beards, and basically they just post their pictures, and women are free to thirst. You're free to add them, get to know them, and do whatever it is that
I'm
you
about to
want
put
to.
my
But
picture in there, Biff.
all the men that don't have beards, got the Anthony Hamilton going on, or, you know, can't get them to connect or whatever, need some castor oil. They're so salty.
She said castor oil.
Why y'all looking at them men? They probably looking at other men. What's your salty
Listen.
ass? He still look good. He's still
Wow.
good. That group has like 1 million people in it now.
Yeah, that group has been all over my timeline. I was like, if it wasn't for my baby that's in my life now, I might have been a little jealous. But I'm like, I'm good. Yelling, and then I'm like, you know what? There's so many sex symbols for men out there that I see by accident, not even in a group. Just scrolling through my timeline, I either see titties and ass every day. Instagram, titties and ass every day. So you know what, ladies? If y'all want to look at facial hair and biceps,
Let us
I ain't
enjoy
mad.
it.
I ain't
I was
mad.
like, wait, what y'all being salty
fellas,
for?
Fellas, if you can't grow a beard, I'm sorry, you can't have mine. I got mine. Mine is coming in nice and full. Took me about 5 years to get it right.
You looking like Bad News Brown
took
from
me like,
WWE.
Took me like 5 years to get it right, you know what I'm saying? But it's right now. You got to grow it and cut it and grow it and cut it.
I love it. Listen,
I can't pronounce it, but you got to put that oil on it, jojoba oil, the jojoba, something. It start with a J.
Jojoba oil.
That I be putting that stuff on there. I got beard cream. Like you gotta work. You gotta work for that beard, my G.
You really do.
You gotta work for
Everybody's
that
not
beard.
able.
I had to go through some ugly phases. Go through my Facebook. You like, what do you look like now? Now it's like,
wait. You had to go through or still going through it?
Shut up. I had to go through. But you know what?
Alex,
Here's the
you
other
can't
thing
get no
too.
beard anyway.
Exactly.
You got a no shade profile.
Yeah, I do. I do actually.
Oh, milk dud head. But you know what's funny? It's funny. Like I was going for my beard originally, like the freeway beard, like the Philly beard. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the one that I grew up with, that I saw or whatever. It wasn't really for a sexy thing. I'd be like, oh, he has a beard. And then like beards, when they start getting popping, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think beards started getting popping when dreads started. People started locking up more.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably around. Yeah, probably about 3 years ago.
About 2-3 years ago, and now it's just like this phenomenon.
And I think men have figured out like a beard can make or break you.
Yo, who posted that picture? Drake.
Ladies, if you're listening, please know what that man looks like before he grew that beard. Because I have seen some transformations. Y'all talk about women in makeup, but
that's true.
Look at the pictures of Drake.
Some transformations that be like, oh my god.
The pictures of Drake are classic.
This is not who I'm talking to. This is not who I message. This is not who I DM. Where's he at?
I'm actually scared to cut my beard off. Actually, I'm still handsome without my beard.
I get beard. Don't beard fish me. Please don't.
If I cut my beard, I'll look like I'm like 15 years younger. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You talking about
You know what?
Alex, can you even grow a mustache?
I sometimes sport goatees and stuff.
Ooh,
but
spicy in the military. All right.
Yeah, but the thing is, some people say, "Oh, I look older with the goatee," and then when I take it off, they're like, "Damn, you're
Alex,
37?
you are 47, so."
Shut up,
Alex.
No, because they say I look better without it.
Alex,
like
you old and dusty. Damn, Alex.
Hey, you know what? I'm seasoned. All right. I'm seasoned.
You find like wine. You better let them know.
Oh, my forehead.
Amen. Speak to the choir.
But yeah, so Biff, tell us, since we're not privy to the group, tell us some things that go on in this group. Now, you're right, I did see some people hating big time. They're like, oh, y'all looking at this guy in the beard group, but he already got a bae. And it was like 2 guys hugged up, rubbing beards, and then like 2 guys kissing in the car.
It don't matter. The point is to look at something. It's just nice to look at something.
Right.
And it's a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of thirsting going on.
Of course
it's a lot of thirsting. It's a lot of thirsting.
A lot of people lonely these days.
You talking to the motherfucking Steph Curry right here. You hear me?
You stupid.
Every time I shoot that motherfucking shot in them 2,000 comments, I get a DM. Okay, you hear me?
Oh my god. So Biff, what are you gonna do?
10.
So what are you gonna do with these bearded guys when you catch one that's near you?
The only one I want was one in Memphis, and that's just because I like the way they talk. Them other ones, it was just fun, just to see if I could do it. To be honest,
you know,
it's just
really
all funny games. I even had young ladies like messaging me like, "Yo, how you get these men to look at you? Like, how you get these men to reply back to you? Like, out of all these comments, why did he pick yours? Like,
just tell them to go to your profile and go through your pictures. That's how.
Not even that.
Biff,
it's just look. I got pickup lines for days, baby. You feel me? First, you gotta scope out where they from, so you know if you can hit them with like some local slang or you know. You know
so you trick them.
Lines.
You think you local, and then you like, nah, I'm 3 states away. Go ahead.
Nah, because you know what I'm saying? Like, if they from up north, I'm like, come in, baby, let me show you some southern hospitality. You know, they put the little eyes, and then once you put the eyes, I mean, I got you, baby. I can read you in there.
Biff.
That's what I'm talking about.
You a classic, yo. All right.
Get that oatmeal out your mouth, let me show you some grits. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Wow.
Wait. Oh god. I can't take that.
I got lines for days, honey. Lines for days.
Oh,
I'm gonna grab it. If I see something I like, I'm gonna get you, damn it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then like this one guy, he posted his snap under my comment, and he was like, ever since I posted the snap thing under your comment, I got so many friend requests.
Duh.
I was like, yeah.
So guys in the bearded group, if you're listening, be careful, man, because you know.
Oh yes, honey, because if you are ugly and you're not coming with it, them little 200 likes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. It's a million.
Or don't have to send me
people in that group.
They gonna tell it. Whatever you do with that chick, you meet up with these chicks, they gonna tell it, and they gonna take pictures. You saw what happened. You saw what happened to Kevin Hart. Don't get hearted, yo.
Wait a minute. All right, let's talk about that if you don't mind.
Oh my god.
Nah, I don't want to talk about it. Nah, let's talk about it.
Hold on. My thing is,
go ahead,
like, I only heard bits and pieces as to what happened.
I'm gonna go first on this one, but go ahead and introduce it.
All right, so basically, Kevin Hart got caught out there creeping, and
so I creep.
Yeah,
can't keep it on the down low,
my god!
So everybody knows. So.
Now, here's the thing: if you're stupid, he had to know that who he is susceptible to extortion. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And didn't his first marriage end like because of his infidelity? Like, come on now.
With the bitch he married
Allegedly.
Yeah. So
no, because when her and Tori got into it, she started running her mouth. Me and Kevin been together 10 years, and Tori was like, "Well, 10 years ago we was married. So what's going on?"
It was like I haven't done the research on it, but it was like, oh, we were separated and living in separate houses. They were separated and living in separate houses. They might have still been.
No, you see, that's the thing.
Allegedly.
Everything is allegedly, because you know what? At the end of the day, none of us were there. So you know, you got. He said, she said, and somewhere in the middle is the.
Oh truth. Yeah, I remember those days.
Shut up. But this
and Nico probably came around in the midst of them arguing, breaking down when it was finally falling apart.
Exactly. Who knows?
And then when they finally separated, it was like, okay, now that we separated, I can actually bring you to the forefront.
This is why. This is funny, and I normally, we don't know these people personally. We know what they do for a living and what they bring into our lives, and. With the violent attacks on black men in this country happening, it is really twice as hurtful when you see a positive, strong role model now having
do some stupid shit like this.
You do something
like
he
got
this,
Bill Cosby,
and it destroys.
No, Bill Cosby himself.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart was just stupid.
It destroys your credibility,
Bill Cosby
man.
too.
Like, will you shut up and let me talk? It destroys, because this is an important point I'm trying to get across for real, because this is another attack on black men, but since it's not violent, people don't pay attention to it. It's not something you can really protest. these high profile black men, when we get ready to reach the zenith and really break through and open the door, things happen to knock us down a couple notches, because you know how we are, and we're so, no other culture really does it like we do, but like in the black culture, you get one time to mess up, and that's what you're going to be known for. I could do something for 50 years and be perfect, and in year 51, I could trip that kid up walking out the store, make him drop his ice cream, and that's all people will ever talk about. That's all they'll ever talk about. And
that's what they try to do, Bill Cosby.
One of the things that really hurt
Bill
me.
did it.
We're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about Bill. Stop.
No, we're going to talk about Bill.
Shut up,
let's
because
not
I'm
talk
not
about
finished.
Bill, okay?
Y'all going to quit interrupting me. I'm going to fire both of y'all. Anyway.
What
was really hurtful though is if you watch The Breakfast Club and you look at his last interview, like Kevin Hart has said some of the most inspirational things I've ever heard in my life. Like his words have literally dragged me out of dark places and made me get up off my ass and really go out here and get it. And I was like, yo, that dude, and I don't think any less of him, because half of y'all dudes out here cheating right now. Some of y'all, it's just, I just hate to see it, because I don't think now I don't think he'll ever get the credit he's gonna deserve.
Celebrities cheat.
Yeah.
If we just,
we're humans. Like, okay, you just have more money and more status than me, and your life is more public, but it happens.
It's more available to us.
You can shut her up. You can hand her a couple stacks, and she be like, okay, cool, and then she out.
Right. So,
but every now and then you run across the ones that think they finna get some money. And by the way, I still think Kevin did the smart thing.
He did.
But hurry up and apologizing instead of.
Oh, he got out in front of it.
I hate that people are slamming him for it, and they're like, "Oh, he was doing this." And like, yo, let that man. You know what I mean? That he's doing something that a majority of men wouldn't do. Like, not trying to knock Jay-Z, but he waited to put out an album before he apologized. You know what I'm saying?
But then again, Jay-Z and Beyonce is kind of like they're. You know, they on their own little shit, because all that shit was through their music. They don't really say, hey, I cheated. You just got to hear it through the song or elevator video.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, they don't have that kind of spotlight on them. Kevin Hart, I would say Beyonce is peaking. Beyonce is peaking just like Kevin's peaking. So there's a lot more to see, because there's rumors Beyonce's, she's cheating with the bodyguard. It's like, it's her bodyguard. Like, really? But it's she's not gonna go backwards from Jay-Z. But that Kevin Hart thing, man, it's just like, I didn't even watch the video. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was watching a Joe.
He apologized.
I was watching a.
It was like a 30-minute thing.
Listen, I was watching a Joe Budden podcast, and they were playing the video, breaking it down. Boy, I ain't laughed that hard in months. Like they're like, first of all, when you start with you know it's gonna be some fuck shit. Boy, I was crying, yo. Y'all need to watch the episode of the Joe Budden podcast. But go ahead.
It is. Everybody redid the videos, and they made it to like a song.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
That is the one thing. But one thing I do cherish about the black community is they will turn any tragedy into a joke somehow, some way.
We gotta quit doing that too.
Some things aren't funny. Like, I wasn't really feeling the Irene challenge with the young girl Kanika in Chicago. How her little slow friend was on Facebook Live before.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, she was on Facebook Live before, and she was like, "Hey, Bree, you funny as fuck." Like, she was just,
but she was serious.
And people would put on, but she had on like these reflective sunglasses. And people would put on put whatever it is on their face. So I see people like little Cheeto bags and stuff, and they repeat she sounds slow, so they repeat what she would say in the video. I wasn't really feeling that. That wasn't really a tragedy. But then one of my favorite tragedy moments was when Yahoo tweeted the nigger navy.
What?
You didn't see that? It was all over Twitter. Yeah, Yahoo tweeted some article. I think they were trying to say a bigger navy, but somebody put nigger navy.
Yeah, and I did see that.
And they were talking about what the national anthem is, and then they talking about the wake up, you hear swag surfing, and how everybody just made jokes and stuff. And they were talking about how long it's gonna be before we get over there across the water. It's gonna be about I don't know, about 45, 30 minutes. We ain't ready yet.
Yo, that But Alex, what are your thoughts on the Kevin Hart thing, Alex?
There's a reason why I want to mention Bill Cosby.
Oh my God, man!
No, Alex, quit.
Here's my thing. Okay, go ahead. I'm trying to alter it.
Nah, say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. I don't care.
My thing is, Well, it was the thing with Cosby. Yeah, he did give him the Quaaludes. He did,
Well,
sedate them, but it was proven that he didn't have intercourse with them. That I don't want
Oh,
to
well,
go
all of
into.
them. What? I ain't
Yeah,
gonna go to
yeah.
that.
He. I don't want to go into
Yeah,
gory details,
moving on, Alex. Next point.
but
Case your point.
basically, when you have men of color
hmm.
in these statuses, when they fall so hard because it's like they're waiting for you to give them a reason to take you down,
Yep.
And Kevin should have been more mindful. And let's be real, all right. I don't want to shoot shots at Kevin,
He
but
might
if
have
he
felt
didn't
like he
have,
was invincible. But go ahead.
yeah, like let's say he didn't have all that money and the fame and all that, you know, would he be that type of person that people pursue like that? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I
It's
mean, it's because
because
he's famous. We already said that. He's famous. If he was a
yeah,
regular ass, we just be like, Nico, girl, we knew he wasn't shit, and you still went and had a baby by him. What is wrong with you, girl? We told you to leave him. Now you stuck.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I look at it like this: he should have been a lot more careful because of who he is.
Well, no, but see, the thing is, she did, the lady, I don't know, the young lady or whoever the lady is, she did say that he was drugged and drunk.
Oh wow.
She knew she knew he was drugged and drunk. She knew. Basically, she drugged and got him
That's
drunk up.
foul. That's foul.
It is. So then I think that's another big reason I really think he contacted FBI as far as extortion, because she did it when, you know what I'm saying, he was
Trifling.
not in his, you know what I'm saying, not in his right mind. She was like, oh yeah, he was pretty drunk and drugged up. Like, you don't do that. And then you recorded it, so you knew what you was doing. So there's the intent right there.
Yeah, that's foul as hell.
Now,
and
granted,
I believe in karma.
he shouldn't even been with her, period, in the hotel. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you know you finna sit there and do your little line and drink up, watch who you with. And then what really pissed me off is motherfuckers that's supposed to be around him.
Right.
That's what pissed me off. What was your homeboys at? Like, look, I ain't really feeling this. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know he probably has little side bitches from time to time, but something had to be like, yo, something ain't up. Why is he so, you know what I'm saying, drugged up and drunk, but you just basically fine?
But you know
Yeah,
what?
it's
It's
like-
hard. I'm gonna tell you the truth, because I'm that homeboy. You know what I'm saying, that tries to keep people out of situations. But you know what? That shit gets old real fast, man. Because they always make you feel like you're the quote unquote, for lack of a better word, the Debbie Downer. Like you always
You the
whack
fun
one,
police. I mean,
Yeah,
I get
but
the,
you
the
get
fun
you get
police
tired
part,
of
but
that.
I'm not saying every bitch was like that, because I'm pretty sure any bitch that, you know what I'm saying, besides her, everybody else is probably having a good time. But it just stuff that seems odd to me, I will point it out. Hey, bro, how we all drunk up? How we all, you know what I'm saying, walk around tipsy, but she's still sitting here fine, normal, like.
Yeah. Man,
you know what I'm saying? That's something I will point out. Like, if everybody fucked up, everybody having a good time, and she just sitting there quietly, like, just like trying to, you know what I'm saying, looking like she putting pieces together. Like, hold on, ho.
But Biff, you forgetting one thing, Biff. We're men and we're idiots. When it comes to y'all, we're idiots. Like, we do everything, like, 90% of the stuff we do is for y'all. Like Dave Chappelle said it best. We don't buy a house for ourselves. We buy it for y'all. We could live in a cardboard box, and we knew y'all would fuck us in the cardboard box. We would buy cardboard boxes. So you know, and then
we're simple.
It's too late. We're already not in our state of mind. We're not gonna notice that you ain't as drunk. You know what I'm saying? She might have been taking shots of water the whole night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're right though. That's why it's important, and that's why I keep a strong team around me. Like people are gonna look at me and say, "Rob, like that ain't you. Like what's going on?" Type deal.
I'm that friend. I don't play that with my girl, especially when we go out. I'm very. It's hard. Like it's. Yeah. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being a girl, especially like now where you have people that are like sympathetic to the aggressors. It's just like I don't play that. Back up. Fuck out my face. Like
Oh.
Like, girl, you need a girl. Watch that. I'm not playing with you. Watch that. Or I will be that friend that will come and block. Or I will be that friend that will just walk up, grab you, and walk away. Like, no, something's not right. I don't like him.
So you the chick that people don't like in the club. Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck.
the old
but
creepy
you know
guys don't like
They're
you.
like this mother lover.
But you know what? That's funny that you say that. But I feel like, to be honest, I feel like that's only stereotype to women who are not that attractive.
Right.
Because I can walk up to my homegirl, grab her, and be like, no, we're not finna do that. And they be like, well, damn, why you gotta be like that? You pretty too, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll just, you know what I'm saying, they'll leave it alone. But I've seen in other interactions with other women that weren't exactly the cutest things in the box, and the men just react so wild. So wild. start calling her derogatory names. And don't get me wrong, I have been called derogatory names, but it's definitely not as much as other women that I've seen.
Right.
So I mean, I kind of feel like it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a two-way street. I feel good that I'm able to do it, but then I still feel bad for other women that, you know, try to look out for the homegirl and they still get shitted on.
You gotta have that
So I'm
one
like-
that one wing person, yo. You gotta have your wingman or wing woman with you for those situations, because sometimes you just be feeling it and you just be wanting to go with the flow, but sometimes you don't need to be flowing in that direction.
Girl, yeah. Girl, no.
Yeah, don't mess with him. You're
Yeah.
gonna have problems.
But on a serious tip, Kevin, I know you're never gonna hear this episode. If you do, endorse us. We need the money. I pray that things get better. I hope that, I mean, he's actually here now in Charleston, doing comedy shows.
Yeah,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I always root for the black. You know what I'm saying? I always root for the black man. I hope he can get it together. I hope he can just get past it. You fucked up. You know where you fucked up. You need to go back, trace your steps, learn from it, grow, and go on back.
Here's
to
my
business,
here's
man.
my only piece of advice to people, you know, in relationships or just in life general. People, we only mess up when we put ourselves in a position to. Don't put yourself in a position to be exposed or to be messed up. Like, if I'm an alcoholic, I shouldn't be in a liquor store. If I have problems with infidelity, I shouldn't be at a strip club, or I shouldn't be hanging out with too many single people. If I'm trying to lose weight and I don't want to eat
What you
pork,
mean?
I shouldn't be going to what?
She said
I'm
what
supposed to
you
go to the strip club. Like, what you know, I support the neck of hustle.
I
so
said
of
if
course
you
I feel
have
some type of
issues with
way.
infidelity
Oh.
and you trying to
But
pay
that don't-
and you trying to pay for the extra poom poom. Now if you trying to spice up the life, bring her with you. You know what I'm saying? But like, stop.
You ain't got to pay for it. If you got issues with infidelity, that's something you need to work with, period.
But I'm just saying, don't stop exposing yourselves to what's bringing you down and what's harming you. And I know it's easier said than done, because though they were joking when I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, they were like, people like that, they cheat because, like, one of the things they said
It's available.
is and it's like, it's arrogance. It's like, I'm me. Like, you're not gonna leave me. Like, you might get
Yeah.
mad, but you're not gonna leave. Look what I've done for
She
you. Look
damn
what I have
sure
for you.
ain't.
Yeah, she's not. You know, if she did, his balls would be busted though. Woo,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, you know, a prenup is lurking around.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. If you cheat on me, I get this amount. If you have a kid, I get this amount. If you make it to 5 years, I get this amount. That's what Janet Jackson did. Had to stay married for 5.
I'm doing a
was it,
prenup
5
too,
years?
because I ain't
She
gonna.
had, I think she had to stay married like 5 years, and then she get set off for like all these hundreds of $millions, and then like a week after she made 5 years, she got a divorce. Or filed for divorce.
That was trash. That was trash. That was pure trash. I'm sorry. That was trash.
Yo,
I
wait, yo, that's like hitting the Allen Iverson crossover.
Yo, that was trash.
But
I did
I'm
do
not
that.
gonna say, because I don't know. She's a very private individual, so I don't know what that marriage was like. But I'm
Yeah, they
I'm
said
it was
sure
bad,
when
though.
she
They did
married
say it
when
was
she
bad.
married that man, it was out of love. And then, you know what I'm saying, it's not, you know what I'm saying, everybody's not always compatible or always made for each other, and you don't find that out until later on.
I know this all too well.
She was just smart enough, though. Shit, if that shit said, if I was gonna get $720 million just off the rip, just making it to 5 years, not including the kid, and I'm at 4 and we fighting. Oh, we finna stick this out for this last year, honey.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I didn't hear no bell. Yeah, keep fighting to the end.
He's stupid. He ain't no bill.
I didn't hear no bell.
And all that
Stupid.
damn money, I just would have been taking vacations all the time. Because
I was
I'm
about
pretty
to
sure
say,
by
yo.
then, like, he was a
About.
multi-billionaire, like.
And my thing
I
is
gotta
this,
say-
bro. You had Janet Jackson. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Man,
She even damn converted her religion for him, like.
and she giving up the poom poom, and she letting you. In the words
She
of
gave you a baby.
in the
at
words of
50.
Charlemagne the God, she letting you shoot the club up, bro. Like, come on. Whew.
A
But
whole
that
baby.
the
You
same
got a-
can be said about Justice and Halle Berry. Like, how do you mess that up, bro? Why you beating
Yo,
on
they
her? Like,
said Halle Berry was crazy, but yeah, no, what he did what?
yeah, like smacking her up and stuff. Like, come
Wow.
on, man. Like, you know, somebody's trash is someone else's treasure. You know,
Halle
like,
Berry is just so fine. It's
She is, but she can't keep a man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh.
They said she was crazy, but I don't know. But she is so
Like,
fine.
Monsters Ball made me like she could throw anything she wanted.
You know what? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the podcast. We truly Oh my god. Yo.
Hey, you know what?
Shut
I know
up,
y'all.
shut up, shut
I
up,
know
shut up,
the
shut
fans
up.
miss me.
Oh my god.
The Juggernaut, baby.
This guy.
It's the Juggernaut, baby.
You should see me on our other show. I'd be retarded on there.
Biff plays video games, bro.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Hey,
play
man.
Left 4 Dead?
No.
I haven't played it. I gotta check it out though. Yo, and my dog biting me. Like, come on. He always does that while we're on the show. He knows I'm talking to people, and Robert will tell you like we'll be trying to do the gaming podcast.
So
he
have
barking
you
in the
been have you
background.
been neglecting him? Why is he acting out? What do you do?
Oh my
No,
god.
I don't neglect him. It's like he just responds when I start talking or laughing. He's just like, I want to laugh too, but he can't laugh.
Why does yes they can.
All right, nah, we're gonna end the show before y'all get into animal talk. Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Biff, Alex, you two have been great. This was a great episode. Hopefully my mic isn't too loud. I think it's good though because the sound check sounded good. We talked about a lot. We did a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting. Don't forget. Oh shoot, Biff, go on Facebook. Somebody asked us a question. We gotta answer a question.
All right, hold on, wait. I'm trying to go look.
No,
Hold
wait.
on.
Let me look because you on your phone. Hold on. I'll look.
You ain't got to be on Front Street like that.
Hey, listen,
What?
Rob,
That
we
don't-
gotta
nobody
talk
cares.
about updating, and I know a way to
You
add
talking
live
about
chat.
business on air? Don't be talking about the business on air.
Business, yeah.
He
but we
known.
gotta chat
Look, let
first.
me tell you, he known for that.
What?
He be trying to have business meetings in the middle of the.
That's
in
not
the middle
true.
of the
That is a
podcast.
damn lie.
He be-
That is a damn lie.
It'd be the middle of the podcast, and he be like, now
Impromptu
next
meeting.
quarter. He be like, next quarter, what? She's-
Oh, worst experience I had to face this year. This
Wait.
year it would probably be that
Wait.
toxic ass.
Wait,
Huh?
Biff, hold on. We're gonna answer that. Jesus,
Yo, hit the pedal to the metal.
Shut up.
Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh
Paul Walker hitting the nitro and stuff.
Don't
and
do
fast.
that. Don't do that. Don't do
Oh
that.
my God. Okay.
Oh, you rude.
She said the worst thing you've had to face this year. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Biff.
It'd probably be that toxic ass relationship I was in that I didn't realize was toxic until is essentially at my wit's end. That and probably well, no, never mind. I'm not gonna include that. That's kind of personal. But I'd probably say the thing that I probably would share would probably be that relationship. Is I learned that was probably my first ever extremely toxic relationship that I was stuck in a cycle and I didn't understand how cycles worked. It was probably that. I was glad I got out of it, but
Okay.
it was really shitty. I had a really shitty first half of 2017. Like a really
I'm
shitty
glad you got
first
out.
half, but
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Those of
I
you who
think
want more
that-
details about what
that-
Biff is talking about, go listen to the last episode called Biff.
yeah. That and probably I'm trying to. Well, it's not my worst experience, but it's a new experience. I am a mom, but I have a boy.
Hmm.
Understanding how little boys work and
Yeah.
some of the things that come with it. Nobody told me, you know what I'm saying, about like morning wood and little boys.
Oh
Never,
my God.
Oh my God, you guys, I was like walking in circles in the bathroom because I wasn't quite sure what to do.
Nothing.
And then my kid likes to sleepwalk from time to time. So
What?
yeah, he does.
Whoa.
He sleepwalks. So he'll like, I know like one time he peed in the wastebasket. But you can't,
wow.
you can't wake them up because they get scared or they can hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So it's just it was interesting. I'm still learning about little boys. Whew, let me tell you, men, you men are interesting.
We're simple.
But I guess motherhood was probably, I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing I've had to face, but it has been challenging. It has its own challenges with it. So probably motherhood and probably that really nasty relationship.
Okay. Ballots.
What you throw me in there for? What?
Answer the question.
She asked that. Biff asked the question before the podcast, and then like people posted in the group, so we're responding. This is how we get listeners.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, I've been out of the loop for a bit, so I'm not.
We
familiar
just
with
started
the
it like
What's
5
your
minutes
old
before.
self?
I'm not that old.
A bad memory having that.
Yeah, well.
Oh,
This
dusty
is-
memory having ass.
hey, look,
Gotta reboot your ass. You like an
Apple II or IBM.
No. Gotta put in a boot disc, yo. Dang.
Oh, floppy
I was gonna
disk.
say, oh, floppy disk.
You don't
head
want to be a
ass.
floppy disk. Wait a minute.
And you know,
Like, goddamn.
I actually still have some of those sitting around. That's crazy.
That
Can
tells
you
your
be a
age.
burn CD? Something a little too far.
All right, go ahead, Alex. What's your worst thing you?
What was the question again?
Worst thing
What's
you
the worst
had to
thing you
face
had to
this year?
face this year?
Oh, those of you watching the show know the end of my engagement. Of a lot has changed in my life, but while it was the worst thing that happened to me, it was also the best
The best thing. Yep.
because I am free from a situation that having, Nika tell me to let things go. I just felt so free to do what I wanted to do.
Boy,
And
that
just-
boy let them
and
chains go and he started shooting up them clubs.
I'm done.
Well, I would say this. It also allowed me the opportunity to just realize my worth in the sense that I don't go. How can I say? The relationships and the people that I see, like they tend to come to me, so to speak.
hmm
But how can I say? It wasn't always in my best interest. But when I've changed and now I already put out what I want, what my criteria is for being in my life, I attracted what I put out there.
You
know?
better know them fucking standards, boy.
Yeah, amen. And then there's a potential that pretty much might fit the bill, and I'm not. I'm, matter of fact, I'm gonna send Rob the pictures. He's gonna be like, "Oh,
Send me pictures of what?
of
See, Bill,
the
don't
the
nobody
new
want to hear your
potential."
story now. You're not even paying attention.
Oh.
But
I
I would
am.
say this: those who are hurt from a past relationship, let it go. Tyler Perry, there's a clip on one of his plays. If people want to be in your life, they'll be there. They'll make the time. But if you're busting your butt trying to call them and text them and all this other stuff, trying to work things out, and they don't want to, let them go, because you're blocking your blessings and closing the door to something else that you're supposed to have. So
Very
that's
true.
yeah. I mean, I'm a lot happier. And watch. Rob is gonna have a funny reaction. He's like, "Hello." You're gonna like it, brother.
Oh yes. You send me that picture. What are you sending me a picture of? I wasn't.
Oh,
paying
The
attention.
girl, Biff, damn.
Oh,
the
you got a
girl.
new girl or the potential?
The potential.
Yeah, we gotta
You know what
talk
I mean?
when we get off. 'cause-
I got options, man. You
I'm-
know
You
what I
shot
mean?
the club up.
Oh, not yet. It's been like
Not yet.
5 months. 5 months.
what?
Like,
All right.
She just
Wow.
want to what?
what? Say again?
No, she's talking to people in the background. We gotta give Biff training and etiquette on the podcast because she just be.
No,
No,
I-
not even, man. We were supposed to get off a couple minutes ago, man. My kids running around wild, so.
You know what, Biff? I love Biff's approach. This is cool. It's organic.
Shut up! You say that about everybody that gets on here. All right, let me.
Okay, you hating.
No, I'm not. He said that about. Oh my gosh, he be trying to hire 15 people. All right, listen. and he laughing because he knows it's true.
What the heck?
The toughest things I've had to face this year. There's really about 3 things. Number 1 would be the passing of my grandmother, who was basically like, she was like really the last quote unquote old head in my family. Like she really was like the glue between the cracks and really brought us together and kept us together. And now it's kind of like, now that she's gone, it's like we all have to step it up another notch. But I have great memories with her. I'm glad that I lived in the city that I spent every summer in with her, so I got to see her a lot more often than a lot of other people did. Number 2 would be opening up my heart to love someone completely. Met someone, we still talking, still working through some things, you know what I'm saying? But it's going really, really well. And I'm very open. Like, she just...
That's the worst thing that happened to you? Open your heart?
Well, when you've been hurt before, it's kind of like you always want to reserve or keep a piece. But it's like, it's hard. It's hard for me because I get tunnel vision. Like, I was very career driven and very career focused. And it was always hard for me to I was scared to sacrifice, because I sacrificed my last relationship and it derailed my career aspirations for a while.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of
Yeah.
scared to fall back into that again, because it really set me back financially in a lot of ways. Not that it was her fault, but it was a decision I made for the sake of the relationship. But this new person, things are looking a lot better. There's a lot of support there, and that person understands because they're kind of going through the same thing. That's really. I had something else, but I can't remember. But that's really it.
Oh, man.
Shut up.
Talking about
So-
me forgetting stuff.
Shut up. So thank you all for listening. Don't forget to check us out from My Experience Podcast. We are on YouTube. We are on SoundCloud. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. So join us there. If you have any questions, you want to be a guest, you can post on the Facebook page, you can message us, or you can email us from myexperiencepodcast@gmail.com. And we will see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you. Stay black, stay proud, stay down.
I like it.
We're about to lose our sponsorship. Hold on.